is coming, as we know, mostly from the Biden administration that has concerns about the civilian population. But I think it is very clear, and we have to make it very clear, that Israel cannot eliminate Hamas's military and governing abilities without ending its stronghold in Rafah. Now, of course, there is a large civilian population there, and everything has to be done to protect the civilian population while allowing the IDF to operate there. But this operation has to take place. Otherwise, Israel will not be able to win that war. So this operation has to take place in Rafah. And of course, the IDF, and that's why the government sent to Washington the National Security Advisor and the Minister of Strategic Affairs to discuss the details with the Americans. But as I said, this operation has to take place and will take place.
In terms of the plans to move civilians to safe zones, to areas where they won't be impacted by the fighting, what is your sense of how far those plans have gone? There's much criticism that Israel hasn't done enough, at least to show to the international community, at least to show to these critics what plans are in place so that civilians aren't harmed during this fighting.
Well, I believe that this is going to be discussed in Washington between the Israeli National Security Advisor, the Minister of Strategic Affairs, and the counterparts in Washington to really lay out a plan for the protection of the civilian population in Rafah. We're talking about over 1 million people. But I also believe that it is going to be part of the negotiations taking part in Doha right now about moving back some of the civilian population to the northern part of the Gaza Strip. As was reported, this is one of the topics being discussed in those negotiations.